What is going on, guys, and welcome to another episode of MGC. I know it's been a bit, but we're finally back here with my Cygnus, and I wanted to take you through some of the stuff that I really love about this vehicle. You know, I've owned this for now 2019, 2020, now 2 years exactly, well, just about. And you know, you learn a lot more about a car once you drive it, 20-30,000 kilometers. And so that's what I want to go through, and in terms of comfort, features inside that I really like, and also an inspection that I just got done with my mechanics to see some of the work that I want to do on this Cygnus, just to get it to perfect condition basically. So hit like, subscribe, and enjoy. So of course, every time I talk about this 100 series, I always talk about the engine, because we know that the 100 series was the first Land Cruiser that gave us a V8 engine. And you know, after purchasing my Land Cruiser 80 series, I actually have grown to appreciate different aspects of this vehicle even better. So it's amazing how when you buy a different generation of the same vehicle and understand how that feels and how this feels, and then you're able to make solid judgments on changes and actual benefits to the Land Cruiser line. And so I always talk about this 2UZ because I have never dealt with a smoother engine than this. The 1FZ FE in my Land Cruiser 80 series is a really smooth engine. It's an inline 6. I really like how it performs. It's a bit louder than this, but the smoothness of how this V8 engine runs is unbelievable, as well as the power it delivers. You know, this is an 06-07 model. This is an 07 model. So we do have 275 horsepower. Whereas the earlier models of the 100 series came with about 235 horsepower. And you really feel it in this vehicle, after getting the 80, after feeling how that feels, going up hills. The 80, you really have to smash on that gas pedal if you're going on higher hills to make sure it gets a move on. But this thing, I have never felt that, and I've never struggled. The power delivery is so smooth, the mating with the transmission, how it feels on the road. I don't see a car matching this. I've even driven the 200 series, which is very refined, and I must say I like the 200, but this engine might just be smoother, definitely. So one of the things I absolutely love about this vehicle, and also the dependability of this vehicle. It's a solid block. It should go 400, 500, 600,000 miles or more with proper maintenance. And I run 5W30 oil, which I believe runs really smooth in this vehicle. It's not too thick. It performs well, gives me good fuel mileage. I get about 6 kilometers per liter in the city, and about up to 8 or 9 kilometers per liter on highway. Alright, so I want to start the engine, rev it up for you a bit so we can hear how wonderful this V8 engine is. So if you can just bring the camera just here, right on the engine, and let me get that started. Let's listen to this. So, of course, when we talk about Cygnus, we have to come to the interior, because buying the 80, fabric seats, the 80 is quite comfortable. It's actually quite a cozy car. I know my girlfriend loves that car. She always says it's really cozy, even though I have a Cygnus. But Cygnus gives you a different type of coziness. This leather, it's just unbelievable. I always call this car my living room. Because that's exactly how I feel going around Nairobi. This is like moving around in my living room. Look at the bunched leather. Look how everything is crafted. Look at the insertion for the speakers. All this is leather. In the normal 100 series models, this would just be plastic, but in Cygnus they wrap some leather here. You got a two-tone finish, more leather, real wood. None of that fake plastic stuff. Real wood on the steering wheel. Soft seats. These are not just leather wrapped seats. They are genuinely, they just get softer with age, which is what I love. And I of course use leather cleaner. I believe in leather cleaner, and that helps all the lot. And the design of this interior, it just makes you feel really spacious and just a really nice place to be in. If I was going on a long trip, I'd probably go for the Cygnus, obviously, in terms of instead of the 80 series, and that's because This thing, I always call it like a league above. You know, it's super refined, it's super luxury, it's just a different type of vehicle, and it does everything really well. You know, 80 series, it can kill off-road, but longer journeys, it's you know, it's a bit of a drag probably. But the Cygnus does everything perfect. Off-road is amazing, on-road is even more amazing, fuel economy is decent, V8 engine, wonderful materials used, and so, you know, it just does things really well. Alright, so in terms of features, some of the best stuff that the Land Cruiser Cygnus offers. Of course, you've got a sunroof, that's pretty standard, I guess. But you've got heated seats as well in this vehicle. The front two are heated, and you can put that on low or high setting. So that's all here in your center console, of course. We've got a 5-speed transmission. You've got AHC. If you're wondering what AHC is, that's automatic height control. And it's basically a hydraulic system. I've talked about it a lot of times, but that plays a huge role in how smooth this vehicle is. And you know, it makes all the difference basically in terms of ride comfort. Alright, and lastly, as I mentioned, I did an inspection with my independent mechanics, and I just wanted to know, you know, look on the undercarriage, is there any work or stuff that we need to take care of with the Cygnus, because I do have a popping sound in the front right. I still have that a bit of a popping sound, and I've looked underneath and I didn't see anything, you know, leaking or you know, any sort of things that I could see with my eye. Everything looked fine, so I assumed it was a bushing, which is not such a big deal. So the diagnosis I got from my mechanics is that the car is basically tracking too much. Maybe the camber is a bit off, and that is due to the fact that bushing, the stabilizer link bushings, I believe, have really collapsed, and so the front is sitting a bit low, and because it's sitting a bit low, it's interfering with the stabilizer bar. The stabilizer bar is basically touching onto something else because of that slight drop in ride height, and so when I turn the steering left and go on a bit of a higher terrain, I do hear that slight popping sound when I'm sort of at full lock, very slight sound. So I believe that the solution to this is we just crank the torsion bar. Of course, these vehicles have a torsion bar, no coils in the front. So we crank the torsion bar, and that'll raise the vehicle just a bit, and then I will get those stabilizer link bushings, and we'll switch those out, and we should even be driving even better, because as it is right now, you guys know I did the steering rack bushes, we finished those up, and this vehicle is driving really well. You know, we did the front hydraulic shocks as well, and those come with brand new bushings. So those two sets of bushings right there made a huge difference, and this vehicle is driving so smooth. So I do believe once we do this work, which is coming up, probably I'll get it done in the next week or 2 weeks, I do believe this will be driving even better, and I will report back to you guys. So, you know, this vehicle is still young. It's a 2007, but it's not even crossed, like, you know, 100,000 kilometers, and I'm just keeping it on track because I love it so much. And you know, you maintain these and they keep going. Alright, so rounding this video up, guys, quick update on my Land Cruiser Cygnus. As you can see, sitting in the back, the room in this vehicle really can't be matched, and you know, the leather, the comfort, this armrest, and such a nice place to be. You know, I'm always driving the vehicle, so I'm always in the front in the driver's seat, but as a passenger, you know, I don't think any vehicle matches this quite so well in terms of the capability it gives you off-road, and then the comfort it gives you on-road. You know, I'm about 6'1" in height, and I'm totally fine, and this seat is not all the way in the front, but I still have plenty of room. I'm comfortable, I've got headroom, and I could sit here for a long journey, no doubt about it, and be absolutely comfortable. I've got my own AC vents, of course, and we've got rear AC, climate control, and no issues whatsoever, and of course plenty of space at the back. So I hope you enjoyed this quick update on my Land Cruiser Cygnus. Still going strong, maintaining this vehicle. You know, it's coming up to an oil service probably in the next 4,000 or 5,000 kilometers. I do use 5W30 oil, as I mentioned. It just runs very smoothly. And yeah, if you enjoyed, like, share and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one.